You know what they say about cockroaches applies just as consistently to Democratic talking points. There's never just one. When you hear a Democrat use a particular line of attack, you can be absolutely certain his colleagues will be using it too, assuming they aren't already. The left is nothing if not coordinated. Here's the latest example. Democrats explaining, in concert, of course, that the people who founded this country strongly agreed with them.
The presidential election was tarnished by foreign influence, a danger our founding fathers warned us about.
What the founding fathers warned against.
What our founding fathers feared most.
Confronting what the framers warned us about.
It's the opposite of what the framers wanted for us.
His actions are in defiance of the vision of our founders.
It is an outrage, and frankly, it's a tremendous disrespect to the Constitution and to our framers.
If Washington were here today, if he were joined by Madison, Hamilton, and other framers, what do you believe they would say if presented with the evidence before us about President Trump's conduct?
I believe the framers would identify President Trump's conduct as exactly the kind of abuse of office, high crime and misdemeanor that they were worried about.
Oh, yeah. Oh, the framers are totally on board. Yeah. Oh, for sure. Got that? Democrats care deeply and passionately about the founding fathers. But wait, isn't this the same party that's working to eliminate the founders' life's work? The First and Second Amendments to the Bill of Rights? The Electoral College? Yeah, it's the same party. So actually, the opposite is true, as is so often the case. The left has nothing but contempt for the men who founded this country, and that's why they're forever denouncing them as racist. So why are Democrats suddenly telling you the opposite of that? Well, because that's what the left does. They don't simply lie, they invert the truth. Whatever they claim you did is exactly what they themselves are doing. We can think of a few examples, but here's one. Do you remember the hysteria over, quote, family separation? People on cable news were deeply upset about it at the time.
His calculated, cruel separation of young children from their parents at the Mexico border.
Ripping babies from mothers' arms at the border, that only makes evangelicals love him even more.
It's too late. It's yours. You've done it. And there are babies who are hurting right now, and that won't end. And that trauma is permanent.
For these parents that are separated from their children, this is a humanitarian crisis.
His administration's very hideous and unpopular policy to separate migrant families from their children at the southern border.
Man, you could just feel the passion there. If there's one thing Joe Scarborough won't count, he's not a judgy man, but if there's one thing, politics aside, that Joe considers just totally immoral and wrong, it's separating families. I mean, call him old-fashioned, but Joe just doesn't believe in that. It's not how he was raised. Breaking up that sacred unit, two parents, husband and wife, raising their kids together. Anyone who would do that, and Joe, again, doesn't want to be judgmental here, but sometimes it's hard not to be. That's how passionate he feels about it. Anyone who would break up and separate a family, says Joe Scarborough, is beneath contempt. The lowest of the low. Disgusting. As Joe's third wife put it so aptly, family separation is simply calculated and cruel. It's just not something decent people do. Just so you know. Victor Davis Hanson is a classics professor. He's a senior fellow at the Hoover Institution, author of the book The Case for Trump, among many other volumes worth reading, and he joins us tonight. Professor,